Right off the swing, Hisoka's one character that no one really understands in Hunter x Hunter. I mean Hunter X. Since no one understands this prince, I took it upon myself to go through episode after episode of Gone. It was getting hard to figure out what his personality was and what his motives were. Like, who was he? But then it hit me. The reason why no one knows is because they haven't looked up his sign. Although I don't believe in signs, again, don't get it twisted. I don't believe in signs. But I think it is interesting how the mangaka uses their birthday, and I want to see if it actually connected with their personality. So I am taking a different approach here to see if maybe his character can be described or at least better understood by looking up his sign. For those who don't know, I did some searching. Well, just a Google search. When is Hisoka's birthday? Voila, it was right there, June 6th. You know whose birthday is also on June 6th? I think it's Russell Brand, but he's not important right now. It's Hisoka time, baby. Hisoka is a Gemini. Where are my Geminis at? We love you, psych. No, we don't. I'm just kidding. We do. So why is this important, you might ask? Well, air signs are curious, quick thinkers, they enjoy entertainment, excellent communicators, and other things. You see the similarities already? But we are just going to focus on Gemini right now. How does Hisoka match up to his sign? Well, first we must break down some qualities in a Gemini to see how he does. Geminis have two sides of them. They have two different types of personality, hence why they're known as the twins. On the one hand, Geminis are known for being friendly, open-minded, outgoing, social butterflies. But then on the other side, they're completely the opposite and can't be trusted. Geminis are okay with being the bad guy. Geminis have a different mindset in which everything is a game to them. They love the twists and turns. It brings them complete joy. They do this so that they themselves can feel safe and in control. They're always constantly thinking of the next move to keep that person at bay because they're super unpredictable, loving, just giving you enough but then pulling right back. You will never know their next move. They could be here for the moment, but then the next time, they could be gone, or just completely different. As long as they have you guessing on their next move, they feel comfortable. They don't want you catching up, which lies perfectly with what Hisoka does throughout Hunter x Hunter. Hisoka's playing with everyone's mind, left and right. No one knows what he's thinking, nor what he will do. He is completely a wild card, which again fits perfectly with his character being a magician, proving more of the fact that the mangaka is following his sign of loving to play games. There are multiple instances where he's playing games with characters in Hunter x Hunter. One of my favorite ones is during the Hunter arena where Hisoka not only flexed but also played games with his opponent and everyone in the stands. Castro was basically a wannabe Naruto because he did a shadow clone jutsu and cut Hisoka's hand off, which had everyone in shock. Like, what will he do now? But was Hisoka nervous? Was he scared? No, of course not. He is the god himself. What does he do instead? He freaking spins his arm with one finger as if he was Michael Jordan with a basketball. He wasn't fazed by this weak attack. Everyone was wondering what he would do next, but Hisoka is again one step ahead, a Gemini trait. What does he do though? He throws his hand in the air and turns it into a card. This man is performing a whole magic trick, as if he did it on purpose. Which, in case if you didn't get the sarcasm, he did. He basically goes, pick a card, you fool, any card, then proceeds to take out the card everyone was thinking of out of his cut arm. He is truly a god. He is built different, bruh. He is playing with this man. The moment he cuts off his arm, he goes, I expected you would use a clone. That's why I didn't counter. But if you tried to cut it, I would have countered it with this. His hand, he put his hand back together. Which is more proof how far ahead he is thinking of his next move all the time, which again is a Gemini trait of always thinking of different scenarios to always stay ahead. Bro, but the look on Castro's face, bro, he was like, Nani? He did what? Watching Hisoka's fights, it's like watching a chess match play in front of your eyes. Because there's so many moves and traps set beforehand that the audience doesn't even know or see till after it takes effect. That's why when you do argue with a Gemini, you always have to use your words carefully because they will use your words against you. I know, I date a Gemini. If that's not enough proof right there, after he defeated Castro, Hisoka says the reason why he lost was because he wasted memory space. Because Castro forgot how to use his Nen for other things. And Hisoka, the man goes, I call that running out of memory. Something a Gemini can't do because that's all they do is think. In a good way though, not in a bad way. They just always are thinking. They're always thinking. But again, there's many more examples of this. If you just watch any scene with Hisoka in it, you will see him playing games on everyone and getting off being one step ahead. Another thing about Geminis is that if they believe you are worthy, they will show you their true side and allow you to see their great energy, which is basically the major theme with Hisoka. There are many times where Hisoka doesn't even finish his opponent off or won't try as hard because they aren't worthy to him. An example of this is when that random guy in the Steal the Button game was fighting Hisoka and he was already dying and weak. So Hisoka didn't even hit him because it was such a waste of time for him that Illumi was the only one that ended up finishing him off. But the opposite can be said with Gon or Karapika or Leorio. You can tell he believed that they are worthy of his energy so much that he doesn't kill them. Not because they're just a waste of time, but because he wants them to survive and become stronger so that he can truly use all his energy to defeat him, because he loves getting off to opponents that are so worthy to him. That is his main goal. And again, another example of this is all over the first arc where he's just letting them go instead of killing them. The best example to show you a Gemini trait is when Hisoka betrays the Phantom Troop. They always want to experience something new. They don't like repetition. I think that describes Hisoka perfectly. And another trait is that once they actually like you, they are loyal to you in a way, if that makes sense. And I'll explain it with a better example with Hunter x Hunter. That being when Killua and Gon met up with the Phantom Troop and saw Hisoka, Killua knew that they were going to be okay because Hisoka liked Gon. So he wasn't going to do anything to Gon. Killua knew that in some way Hisoka was going to bail them out because of Gon, because he was so loyal to Gon. Showing you that a Gemini trait, once they find someone they actually do like, they will be loyal to them. Even the own group, the Phantom group, when they talk about Hisoka, they have no idea if Hisoka's even going to come to the meeting. Why? Because Hisoka's unpredictable. And that is a Gemini trait. They're unpredictable people. You don't know what they are thinking. You don't know if they're going to show up. Again, this is seen when Hisoka alters the fortunes with the texture surprise, implying that he will die if he leaves the hideout. And when they read his fortune, they thought Hisoka was trying to betray them, but then Chrollo falls into Hisoka's trap, saying that it was Kurapika forcing Hisoka to cooperate. But again, this is all Hisoka's plan so that he could fight Chrollo. Like, this man is setting traps after traps after traps. He is thinking so far ahead of everyone else, and that is a Gemini trait. But again, that's because Geminis are great communicators. They love to know information. They seek information. They know everything about you. They're super observant, which is what Hisoka is. He is super observant. He knows what other people are going to do, what they're going to think. They're capable of weighing any side of an issue. They can be on both sides. They understand both sides. Geminis are truly independent. They don't like anyone taking control of their lives, as I mentioned before. So that is why Hisoka does so many things. You can't predict them. He's not going to be fully into your group because you can't control Hisoka. Hisoka's going to do what he wants to do at the end of the day. So he'll trick anyone he needs to trick to get what he wants. Because sometimes Geminis have this trait of being selfish when really they're not being selfish. It's just that they prefer their own interests before anyone else's, if that makes sense. It's not them being selfish. It's that you're not going to corner them or tell them what to do or say what they want, because if they want something, their interest is going to show first. I think the best thing is that they're themselves. Regardless of who's around, they are themselves. They are going to act the way they want to act. You know their personality the second you meet them, and I think we can all agree that we knew exactly who Hisoka was the moment we saw him, because he does not care about what people think. He is himself, regardless of the situation. Yeah, there's times where he's tricking people, but that's because that's for his own interest and his own pleasure. It's for his own pleasure and interest is the reason why he does stuff. If he wants to get something, he is going to trick you to get it. I could go on and on and on, giving you more examples and more examples of how Hisoka has all the Gemini traits. And it's pretty crazy how he does. I just listed a couple of the reasons and a couple examples of what he does, how it relates to his sign. And I think we all can agree he is a Gemini. There's no way around it. The way he thinks, the way he does stuff, the way he convinces people, manipulates situations, uses your own words against you, the way he thinks, the way everything about him is just a clear Gemini. And I think that's pretty cool how the mangaka kept his sign so close to his personality. Like, some mangakas just give a random birthday and that's it. And they don't really connect it with their sign or anything, and I think he does a great job. I think the mangaka does a great job of connecting that sign with his personality. Even he's a magician, like that alone explains it. He is a magician. He picked a magician. Why? Because they're tricksters. You don't know what's going to happen with a magician. He could have nothing in his hand and then he flips it around and then he has a bird in his hand. Why? Because they're deceptive. You can't tell what a Gemini is going to do. And I think that's really cool. And I just wanted to share it. If you guys want more examples, I can give you more examples because they're all throughout the show. And if you guys want other characters, let me know. I'll do other characters and break down their sign. See ya.